Stand up here all day and talk till I'm blue in the face about how good work-based learning is and the impacts that it makes on our kids. But I thought, what better way than to have some of our kids actually tell you themselves. If you have questions for them, feel free to ask them. But without further ado, I'm going to have those 4 students that I invited to come up, and I'll introduce them one at a time and let them speak to you about their work-based learning experience. I'm actually going to introduce Jasmine first. The reason being I'm going to use this as kind of a little bit of a platform. Currently, our work-based learning kids can get 3 credit hours for the school year. There is legislature out there right now while they're in session with our legislators to correct that because it does limit our kids. Jasmine maxed out her 3 credits in the first semester. The place that she was placed at seriously wanted to consider keeping her. Luckily, as a senior, we had all of her graduation requirements done. She has 1 class right now in early releases and now is employed part-time with the place that she was worked at. So I want Jasmine to start us off.
I'm Jasmine. I'm a senior at Cherokee High School. My current work-based learning placement, or as he stated, now job, is at the law firm of Jefferson Fairchild. I usually work around 30 hours a week with Mr. Fairchild. Each day usually entails something different, but he has made it possible for me to be as hands-on as I can so I can experience exactly what his job is like. Some days all I do is answer phones, type documents, talk to clients, but others he actually lets me participate in mediation or go to court where I get to meet new people and watch him work. Work-based learning has greatly impacted me because before I started working with Mr. Fairchild, I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. I had tried a couple different things, but I never really loved any of it. While working with him, I have learned that being an attorney is truly what I want to do. And now I have the experience in the future to become that. There are many moments while working with Mr. Fairchild that I didn't think I would get to experience until well after I graduated college. But the most memorable one for me is probably the first time I ever went to one of his preliminary hearings. I had spent the whole day at the Justice Center with him talking to different clients and attorneys. Then when it came time for the hearing, I was so excited to watch until he stood up and asked the judge if I could be excused out of the courtroom. I didn't know why until he told me that it was because I might have had to testify to what one of the opposing parties had said to us in an interview earlier that day. And that moment was so satisfying to me because it was the first time I really realized how much I truly wanted to be involved and to be able to do what Mr. Fairchild does daily. I think work-based learning is an amazing experience, and I think any student or business should take a chance on it. I know it might seem a little scary hiring on a high school student, but a lot of these kids steer away from the career path that they really want to choose because they never get to experience it and don't know if they like it at all. As Mr. Fairchild likes to say, maybe one day the student that you took in will come back and help you in the future.
Next up, we've got Cole Bowen from Volunteer High School. He's a little taller, so just going to have him hold it.
Good morning. I'm Cole. I go to Volunteer High School. I am a senior, and I got placed at Mountain Empire Large Animal Hospital. That placement is probably one of the best things that could have ever happened to me as a person because I've always loved large animals, and I just really, really wanted to know if that's really what I wanted to do. And when I got placed there, within the first 2 days working, I worked about 15 hours a week usually, I knew. And when I got placed and I went to work, it was the first job I'd had where I just wanted to go to work. I didn't want to miss work, even with hurting currently. And one of the most interesting experiences happened pretty recently, actually. We had a goat come in that was having trouble having a kid. No, it sounds odd. Kids. And the baby was too big and she wouldn't go long, and we did an emergency C-section on that goat. Same way as a person. Cut her open, pulled the baby out. The baby and mama both lived. Try not to get too detailed for all the brains here. And some piece of advice I'd give to students who are going into a placement would be that, you're going to get what you put into it out of it. If you go and you want to miss work, or you're just, I don't really want to go today, you're not going to get much out of it. Whenever I first started there, I was told that I wouldn't be receiving a job and I wouldn't be getting paid. Within the first 2 months, they decided they were going to hire me on as a full-time staff member, and I'm now compensated for my time there.
Very good.
Thank you.
Next from Cherokee High School, we've got Jacob Berryhill.
I'm Jacob Berryhill. I'm a senior at Cherokee, and I work at Tom's Marine part-time, usually about 15 hours a week. And I work on boats every day. I do wiring, work on motors, rebuild motors. I'll do it all the time. It's a real good placement for me because I love to fish. I always fish. Fish tournaments, fish off a bank, fish off a boat. My boat tears up, I gotta know how to fix it, or I ain't gotta pay for it. And work-based learning is real good because it gives me knowledge I could use if I ever wanted to work on boats for a living. I could do it, and everything I'd have to learn at school I'd already know. And the majority of the stuff that I do is just maintenance, small stuff. But now when something big comes in, it's a different story. I have to really pay attention to detail and make sure I get everything done right. And work-based learning is a great experience because of that reason. You can use all this stuff later on in life, and it even gives you just the regular skills of being on time and being responsible.
Lastly, we have Miss Brianna Thomas at Volunteer High School. This is one of our first placements with emergency services within Hawkins County, so we're very excited about her placement.
I had a Bible paper because I could stand here and ruminate for hours about how much I love my job. As he introduced me, I'm Brianna Thomas. I'm currently studying criminal justice as a senior at Volunteer High School in Churchill, Tennessee. I'm currently completing my work-based learning placement at Hawkins County Emergency Communications. As for what I do in short, I'm a 911 dispatcher. I take calls, emergency and non-emergency, and dispatch them out to our other first responders. For example, our officers, firefighters, and paramedics, to name a few. As of right now, I work about 30 hours a week. I go to school from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And from there, I go to work on the days that I'm scheduled, and then I work until 6 p.m. Once I graduate, I'll begin going in at 6 a.m. to work full 12-hour shifts. This placement has impacted me a lot. Being a dispatcher has been a dream of mine for a few years, and going about getting the job with the help of my school has made the process a lot easier. It's also helped me get a head start in my training, allowing me to start while I'm still in school rather than waiting until I graduate. This placement's given me a lot of hope for the future and for myself, and I'm very grateful for Seth, the director of work-based learning program for our school, along with Mr. Williams and Mr. McGinnis for introducing me to the program and pushing me to look into it. I'm also grateful for my supervisors and coworkers and our emergency telecommunications director, Lincoln. I honestly believe that so far, the most memorable experience from being in this line of work was learning about the loss of a member of our community. In the middle of the night, we received a call for a residential structure fire. These are somewhat common in our area due to the amount of brush that we have, but our responding units had a bigger problem with this call. The problem was that there was someone trapped inside, and that someone was a small child. The family was unable to find them on their way out of the house. As our on-scene responders put out the fire, it was revealed that the child, who was only 6 years old, had lost their life. This was hard news for our entire community. However, along with it being heartbreaking, it was also very eye-opening and came with a lesson, being to never take anything for granted because any of it can be taken from you in a second. Nothing tomorrow is promised, so you should enjoy the things that you have, the people around you, and tell your loved ones that you love them while you're still able to. I personally believe that the work-based learning process is great as it is. It was quick and easy for me, and I was working within a month or two of showing interest in the program. As for what I would say to other students interested in joining the program, I truly cannot recommend it enough. This program has made obtaining a job incredibly easy and places you in a position based on what you're interested in. I told Mr. Williams that I was specifically interested in 911 dispatching, but due to my age, I would understand if there wouldn't be any possible opportunities and how to be placed somewhere else. But after Seth and Mr. Williams had spoken with Lane, the director of our telecommunications, it was arranged, and I'm so happy and thankful that it was made possible because I absolutely do love my job. So I would encourage any students interested in the work-based learning program to talk to someone at your school about opportunities. It changed my life, and I can guarantee that it'll change yours.
Thank all of you all. As you can tell, we've got great kids in Hawkins County schools. And my new pitch for work-based learning is give us a shot. If you give us an opportunity and place one kid, I guarantee you'll be begging for more because they are amazing, absolutely amazing. So I also have these for any businesses or business partners that might want to try work-based learning, or if you've got other opportunities, you may want to come into a classroom as a speaker. You may want to do a career fair, or you may want to do just an externship with a teacher so that they can see what your business is about. I encourage you to stop and grab one of these. It's got my contact information. Let us know what you're interested in. We'll make it happen. There's several in the room here that already have or have had work-based learning. I know I'm working with Sarah right now with Express Solutions, and then I've had some with Chuck Smith back there. Do you want to say anything about work-based learning as far as your experience?
I can if you want me to.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm very proud to see these students up here myself. I've been a business partner with the school system for a couple of years now, and I currently am on my second student apprentice. My first one has moved on into job placement. For me as a business, it's been a great opportunity. It even helped me learn some things too through my students. But I think most of all what it's done for my students is I've encouraged them to interact with the customers that come in, face-to-face contact instead of nowadays most of the time we do things through a telephone. But I think it's encouraged my students to be more open to the public, not only in the mechanical skills, but also I brought them in to the office portion of it to help them see the numbers side of it, what it takes of the actual core with the numbers, ordering parts, the process, etc., making sure we have customer satisfaction and take pride in their work. And so far, the students that I've had in my business, I'm very proud of, and I'm very proud to see the school system doing what they're doing for our community. And as a business partner like myself, it's a great positive. And like the young man that's working at Thomas Marine, I know Dwayne and Martha very well, longtime friends. You're in a great career. It's been a good living for me and the community. Stick with it. All of you stick with it. It's a very good opportunity, and you can make a good living working on others. But anyway, if there's any other businesses in here that are not current partners with the school system, I encourage you to do it. It's a great, great thing. And I appreciate the opportunity myself. Thank you.
Thank you all again. I just want to wrap up with saying this. Through these work-based learning placements, this young lady is going to go to UT to pursue a law degree. Cole obviously is going to go to, I think, LMU to pursue a veterinary degree. Jacob is going to be at Carson Newman on the fishing team, I do believe. And then Brianna is going to Northeast State to pursue her certificate to be able to work further in 911 emergency services. So these are successful placements. Not to say that all of them are. But work-based learning is just as much the other way too. It's okay for them to get that experience to go, I don't want to do this for a living. And understand that before they go and spend a bunch of money for a degree that's not going to be worth it for them. But we do want to highlight these successful placements, so thank you all.